Hello everyone and welcome to another video of the Quantum Hidden Champions. In today's video, you might have seen it already from the headline, we are looking again at a company that is maybe not your typical first thought when you think about the quantum universe or the quantum ecosystem, but actually it plays together with others a very important role in the world of quantum today. The company I'm talking about is Quantonation. So let's start by looking at their website. So here we are at the website of Quantonation. It says, world-changing companies built from quantum physics, solving problems in health, energy, security, climate, and compute. So you see that Quantonation is a company, but it talks about world-changing companies, so plural, right? So what is this about? The company that we are looking at today is basically an investor that is very active in the quantum ecosystem. Here we see introducing our founders. You can already see some names and people down here. And you can also, if I scroll through that, maybe already identify some of the companies that have been featured already earlier in this series. Important to note, this is not funded by anyone here. This is a purely School of Quantum, very independent project. But just to say, so some of these companies we have already featured, other ones we might feature in the future. So let's move on a little bit. It says, our thesis. Quantonation is a global early-stage venture capital fund investing in breakthrough technologies based on advances in physics and computing. From quantum computing to secure communications and ultra-precise sensing, we support startups shaping the future. Our portfolio spans Europe, North America, and Asia Pacific. Investing in breakthrough physics, we support cutting-edge startups, leveraging physics-based innovations to transform industries and drive technological process, enabling quantum advancements from quantum computing to ultra-secure communication. We back companies pioneering the next generation of scientific breakthroughs and a global investment approach. With a portfolio expanding across Europe, North America, and Asia Pacific, we connect visionary entrepreneurs with the resources to scale. And then here we see the team of people that are working in this fund, the value of working with them. We are an early-stage venture capital fund investing globally in novel technologies based on advances in physics and or computing. Still have questions? Contact us. And then we are the world's only physics-focused fund. We go deep, we create opportunities, and we are actively deploying capital today. Now, I guess you can learn more about every single point here. As already mentioned before, quantum computing, quantum networks, quantum sensing, and deep physics. So this is about the new revolution of quantum technology, starting with the quantum sensing layer, moving to networks, and then eventually the computing, plus also deep physics, co-creating companies when needed. Our mission to turn your science into a global problem-solving enterprise. Okay, so this is really like focusing on the topics, on the subject areas of deep physics, quantum technology. It says we go deep. First, we'll read your research papers, go to your lab and speak to world-renowned experts, making sure to never shy away from your complex technology. We'll harness the strength of local ecosystems, including academia, research institutions, policymakers, and investors, with the reach of our global network to support you at every stage of your journey. So the value that you get here is you have basically an investor that understands this technology because they're focused on, let's say, these deep physics things. And they have a network, which then you not only get money, but you also get access to that network, which I think is very important when it comes to investing. People are talking about stupid money, whereas like somebody just gives you money to do something with it, versus, let's say, the money that comes also with a network, with access to certain infrastructure. Like, for example, you might have somebody who will help you, I don't know, with the finance stuff, because you just started a company, that's not your expertise, but good a venture capital investor might give you access to something like that, because whenever you start a company, you need that, right? And there's many other layers, like for example here the policymakers and investors. So there's a network coming along with that. Then it says we create opportunities, we leverage synergies across our portfolio and wider network, customers, financiers, and strategic partners to open the right doors at the right time. So that's again into this direction. They have a strong network and they can help you to also get first customers, not only like academic advice, but also customers. And then it says we are actively deploying capital today. We currently deploy our second fund, Quantonation 2, focused on investing from pre-seed to Series A with select participation in Series B rounds for the most promising startups. Quick note on that. So what is all of this about? Let's say if you are not right now working in a startup, trying to start your own one or study, let's say, business, this might be unfamiliar terms. So as always, we try to explain a little bit. So when you start a company, like for the first finance round, that's usually covered in a pre-seed, where you kind of work on the first, let's say, very initial hypothesis. Once you reach certain milestone, you will get the next series, which is then usually a Series A. There's a Series B. There might also be a Series C, and at some point, you might do a mergers and acquisition where like a bigger company is buying you as a startup. Let's say you have a big company which is working already in the semiconductor space, and now they want to acquire a company that has, let's say, future potential and could work well with what is already being done in this company. Then they might acquire that. But there's also a second option, which is to do an IPO. So basically to become a stock listed company and then open up to the public for this, let's say, last investment round. Besides that, what else do we see here? So the investors are based in Paris. So this is a European investor, which is also something that we saw before, but with a global network. Okay, let's move on and see what else we can learn here. So here's something about the company itself. We will check that one out later together with the team. Let's quickly hop into the ecosystem part. So the ecosystem, I guess, refers to the different organizations that they are part of, the different systems that they are in. So we see here they are part of the Le Lab Quantique, Quantum Technology Innovation Center based in Paris. There's also this Paris-Saclay network here, Quantum Paris-Saclay, which is the university in Paris, a very well-renowned university in the technology space. There's the Quantum Flagship, which is a European project with 1 billion euros in funding to support quantum technologies, where they are part of that flagship. There's the Unitary Foundation, which is a non-profit helping create a quantum technology ecosystem that benefits the most people. So this is more like focused towards non-profit, so activities for the good. They develop open source quantum tech, run a micro grant program, and host the developer community. There's the X Prize, which is also well known, which is I think from Google and GSDA. Also a, let's say, global player or global foundation in that context. It is a 3-year, $5 million global competition. Then there is this one, which is the UIC, European Quantum Industry Consortium. So this is, let's say, the consortium one of the larger business act, but also I think of the smaller ones. So here it says they are a member and serve on the advisory board of the Quantum Industry Consortium, not-for-profit association established by several major business actors, large enterprises, SMEs, so small and medium-sized enterprises, investors and startups from across Europe to operate as a collaborative hub throughout Europe to build a strong, vibrant ecosystem for quantum technologies in Europe. Also heard of that one before. And then Quantonation Ventures is a co-founder of several quantum startup studios around the world. The aim of those studios is to serve as a link between academia, where quantum startups originate, and startup creation. The studio will take a project or concept to transform it into a startup through a 2 to 3 years support process. The target is to give rise to 5 quantum startups per year and per studio. Those startups will be prime investing opportunities for Quantonation. 2 studios have been announced so far in Quebec and Italy, QV Studio and Quantum Italia. 3 other studios should follow in the coming months. And then there's some information on those studios here. Ready to talk, opportunities, so there's some availability again to connect with them. Let's quickly hop to probably one of the most interesting parts for every venture capital company, which is the portfolio. So companies that they have invested in. And let's start with the Quantonation 1, which I think is the first series that they have been investing in. I'm just, let's say, scrolling quickly through the portfolio. I'm not going to comment on every company, but if you want to learn more about these companies, first of all, make sure to subscribe to this channel, because for sure we will also highlight other ones from these that you are seeing here. And also check out the Hidden Quantum Champions playlist, because there might already be a video on some of those companies that are being listed here. So just quickly going through them, and some of them might already be familiar to you if you have already watched the series before. At least this is the case for me. Good. And then also check out the number 2. So these are probably the, let's say, younger companies, the ones that you might have. Well, some of them are also already part of the series, but other ones might be part of it later. Okay, and there are also different filters here. Now let's quickly check on the about the company, and then also about the team. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'm doing something wrong here. Let's go to the starting page again, and okay. There we are. So about them, so Quantonation is an early stage venture capital fund investing globally in deep technology based on advances in physics and computing. We invest initial tickets from pre-seed to Series A and provide support through to Series B. Physics is the basis of industry transformation in energy, transportation, finance, healthcare, aerospace, and beyond. It underpins our investment thesis in quantum technologies and deep physics, where scientific advancements are driving new commercial applications. We partner with visionary and disruptive founders who are leveraging these breakthroughs to build the next generation of world-changing companies. Quantonation sits at the intersection of world-leading science and visionary founders, transforming cutting-edge innovation into commercial viable products. Headquartered in Paris, France and Boston, USA, we invest across Europe, North America, and Asia Pacific. Quantonation is headquartered in Paris, France, and in Boston, USA. There's also something on their promise. We invest in 4 areas: quantum computing, hardware and software, quantum networks, quantum sensing, and deep physics. We invest at early stage, so pre-seed, Series A, and there was also something about selectively Series B, and there's also seed here. And also co-create companies when we have the conviction that the technology must spin out from the lab. The crucial part of our strategy is also to develop synergies with our portfolio thanks to the strong links between our target sectors, which is also usually an advantage. There's more about expertise and network here. I think we've seen that. The ecosystem, I think we've seen also some part of that. And then it's also join our community of, 10,000 plus enthusiasts. And there's some newsletters you can subscribe and LinkedIn. And then there's some journey about the company that we see here as well. Let's see how far we can date back. So yeah, 2018 foundation of Quantonation first fund dedicated to quantum technologies. That's the one that we saw before with the companies, right? Large investor in terms of number of companies and quantum largest investor in terms of number of companies in the quantum technology space. Foundation of Le Lab, Quantique and Quandex. First closing of Quantonation 1. Then financial closing of Quantonation 1 with 91 million of asset under management. Nobel Prize Nobel Prize of Alain Aspect, our scientific advisor. So he's also part of this board and of course part of, I think, Pascal. Then we have the SPV Pascal, first quantum studio in Canada, first closing of Quantonation 2, which is in 2024, so last year. Finally, we also quickly see the team here. So we have the different partners, then we have principals, the COO, associate, compliance analyst, and senior analyst as part of the team. So you see 8 people here listed on the website. And as mentioned before, so this one, the first one was 91 million asset under management, and the second one, first closing in 2024. There's no value mentioned here yet. Good. And with that, I think we are at the end of today's video. I hope you like this, let's say, a little bit different format. If so, please let me know down in the comments below, because there are also other companies investing into quantum technology companies. And if this is interesting to you, I'm happy to share these other companies with you as well. As always, make sure to stay hydrated and see you in the next one. Bye bye.